We're at a very busy Honda booth at the LA Auto Show, and here is the 2026 Passport Trailsport.
So the Passport is based on the same platform as the Pilot, and in the past we criticized the Trailsport as really nothing more than a styling exercise. Well, now they've come out with even more style to differentiate it from the three-row SUV and even add in some off-road capability.
And greater ground clearance on this model as well. This Passport gets more power. Let's get into that powertrain now. Now, there was some speculation that maybe this would move to a turbo 4-cylinder engine. The good news is that it keeps the 3.5-liter V6. It now has a 10-speed automatic transmission, which the Pilot has, but Honda tells us that this 10-speed is tuned specifically for the Passport. It has 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. That torque number is the same as the previous Passport model, but you get 5 extra horsepower just like the Pilot. This runs on regular fuel and it has a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds. This is the first Passport to get the second generation of Honda torque vectoring all-wheel drive system, and Honda has added Trail Torque Logic, which optimizes off-road performance with that all-wheel drive system. There is a 72% increase in front lateral rigidity and 50% increase in rear torsion rigidity compared to the previous model. There are 7 standard drive modes, including trail and tow modes. This new Passport also has the Trail Watch camera system.
So I really appreciate the fact that Honda has decided to make this model look quite different than its cousin with the 3-row seats, and much more aggressive, blockier looking, more off-road capable. It's got the vents here at the front. It has a beautiful Passport embossed in the front bumper area, and it's got deviating colors, give it a real solid look. Love the color as well. There's a beautiful sort of sand color one over there. I'll show you that as well. But yeah, it's a really nice looking, assertive utility vehicle. People, even if they are never going to go off-road, they like the idea that their vehicle could go off-road, and I think that's what they're selling here. So this, of course, is the Trailsport model, and there's a Trailsport Elite, and that's where you get the more off-roady kind of look, and you even get available tow hooks on the front. So a couple of ways they make it look a little more blocky, and that is with wheelbase dimensions. The wheelbase is now stretched by 2.75 inches, and the track at the front, that's the width of the wheels side to side, is also being increased 1.3 inches wider at the front, and at the rear 1.5. And then you get the 18-inch wheels with 31-inch all-terrain tires. Typically in this class of vehicle they go to a 33-inch tire, but they've decided to go 31. And that ground clearance is 1 inch higher than the cousin, the Pilot, that this is based on. Love the color of this, the bright orange. All the trim that you have is black, and it's a real monochrome look with the all-terrain tires. We're going to show you something kind of cool in just a second about the spare tire as well. All right, so when you come around the back, it's very blocky looking. You've got Passport across the back, and you have a tow hook here as well. All right, so open this up. There is a temporary spare tire, not a full-size spare, and you might think to yourself, okay, this is supposed to be an off-road capable vehicle. You want to have a full-size spare tire, another all-terrain tire. What are you going to do? Underneath here is just a temporary spare tire. That's fine if you're in the city and you just got to get home, but if you're out in the woods, you want something else. So they have done something very clever. So here is the temporary spare tire, I just talked about that, and over here is a tub. Now, this bottom of the floor flips up, and what you do is you put the tire in this way. I'll show you an image of it right now. And you're going to put that in when you're going off-roading, you're going into the backcountry. You're not going to keep it in there all the time. You're going to use it when you need it. This is an option that you can get at the dealer, and I think that's a great solution. Saves weight, so you're saving money at gas when you're driving regularly. When you want to go in the backcountry, you take it with you. One other thing, if you're going off-road, you don't want to catch things on the side of the vehicle. So what they've done with the antenna is they've moved the antenna into the glass in the back little window here by the D-pillar, so you can go through the bushes and not snag anything.
Now the rugged design of the Passport really does carry over into the interior. And Honda focused on making a clutter-free interior design, and we see that a lot on many of their models. Now, one thing in this Passport, the storage is amazing. This center console storage unit is so deep, and it even has like a little tray in the front where you can store a few little tiny items. And then take a look at this. In front of the button shifter, you've got your wireless charger, but it is so wide that you can actually fit 2 phones here. Cup holders, there's 10 in total in this vehicle, and 6 of them will fit a 32-ounce water bottle or a large cup. Now, Trailsport is stamped on the seats, and this one has the orange stitching, which we've seen in other Passport models. I also really like this tray here. See, more storage. And on the door pockets, there are 2 levels. So you've got a tray for little items, and then you've also got the door pocket, which is fairly wide for a water bottle. Take a look at the trim as well on the doors. It's got a different pattern, kind of retro looking. Nice to see that instead of going with piano black. Speaking of different textures, there's even different textures here where you can put your phone, but also at the center console. There's very little piano black now, which is nice to see. You've got some piano black here, but boy, Honda kept all of the buttons for ease of use as we see more manufacturers putting everything into the screen. It's an absolute pleasure to see buttons and knobs. Now, the technology has been updated. It comes standard with a 12.3-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and a 10.2-inch digital driver display. Now, some may find that it's a little bit busy in here. You've got Passport stamped here, you've got Trailsport on the seats, and then of course all the different textures. So the combination seems like it can be a little bit busy, but I get why Honda did it because there are just so many complaints about piano black. So maybe this is a good compromise. Some may like it, some may not. There are USB-C ports in here as well as a 110-volt power outlet. Now, some things that remain the same in the Passport, as I mentioned, you've got the button shifter, and this is where your drive modes are. This comes standard with hill descent control. The cabin feels open and spacious. You've got the panoramic sunroof with a sunshade. And I have to say that the seats feel really comfortable. Honda focused on making comfortable seats so that it reduces fatigue on long road trips, but also when you're off-roading, and I think that they've done quite a good job with that. Now let's get into some of the standard features and available features in the Passport. These are the features that are standard: a wireless charger, heated front leatherette seats with memory, power folding exterior mirrors, a heated steering wheel, and a heated windshield. Now, in the US, the heated steering wheel is not standard, but it is available. The top trim adds perforated leather seating with piping, ventilated front seats, rear climate controls, rear sunshades, ambient lighting, a 12-speaker Bose sound system. And there's also a power tailgate. One pet peeve of mine with Honda is that, yes, they offer a power passenger seat, but there's no height adjustment. And I really think that Honda needs to up their game and start adding height adjustment. Is just easier for passengers that they can adjust that.
Remember on the outside I said the wheelbase is 2.75 inches longer, so you get more space on the inside. They took 1.3 inches and gave it to you in rear legroom. This is really quite roomy. Because this is based on a 3-row SUV minus the 3rd row, they have a lot more room to work with. You've got some cutaways here for your iPad or your cell phone, map pocket. Also back here, you've got heated rear seats, automatic climate control on this trim on the top model, and you also got USB-C and a real plug if you want to plug in a laptop. So there's lots of functionality. One major thing is a perfectly flat floor, so tumbling kids and people in and out of the back seat is no problem. So where did they put that extra space? Well, they put it in the cargo area. It is the largest cargo capacity of any Passport they've made.
Now, Honda claims that this Trailsport model is the most capable SUV that the brand has ever made.
All right, we don't have the pricing, the fuel economy. We do know, we just found out from the people that are chatting over there, that this is going to be available probably the first quarter of 2025, so we don't have to wait too much longer for this cool looking rig to arrive.
We really look forward to driving it one day, and this is our first look of the new Honda Passport. Type below, tell us what you think. Do you like the new design? Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.